Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Jitendra, I am teacher of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and today's very special lecture. Today I am going to talk about Neuro-Economics and Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. The combined lecture between Neuro-Economics and Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. How to take a decision, how to make a decision economically by using our brain. This is what actually the meaning of neuroeconomics. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Shrimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhu from ISKCON temple. And I would have to say Shrimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but in true sense pure book, the science and humanity. And I am trying to propagate the humanity on the basis of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempted to commit suicide on the basis of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So let's get into neuroeconomics, the concept, the theory of neuroeconomics. Here Krishna, Vasudeva, Madhusudan, Mukunda, Murari, Kesava, Janardana talked about how to make a decision, how to regulate your senses while making a decision. So this is what I would have to I'm going to discuss. And here let's get into neuroeconomics. Neuroeconomics is an interdisciplinary field that seeks to explain human decision making. Seek to explain how to neuroeconomics will definitely explain to all of us how to make a decision, human decision making, the ability to process multiple alternatives, the ability to process multiple alternatives and to follow through on a plan of action. The plan of action, niyatam kuru karma tvam, means perform your prescribed duty. Whenever we are performing a prescribed duty, we just have to think how to make a decision. In the battle of Mahabharata, in the battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna was unable to make a decision whether he has to fight or not. At that time, whether he has to fight or not, he was unable to make a decision. He had to fight or not. But after listening of entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna took a neuroeconomical decision, and he thought he must have to fight for sake of dharma for sake of educating others. It's something like yada yada acharti shrestha tada tada ibarto janaha. So ita pramanam kuru lokasata danu vartate, means the action of the great people are followed by common people, and whatever exemplary act they said through their an entire world will pursue, and people are following the great people on their footsteps. So here Krishna stated, if you are not performing your prescribed duty, then people will definitely follow on your footsteps. So in order to educate the others, for sake of educating others, you must have to fight this war, you must have to fight this battlefield. So come into the battlefield, then we can understand. Whenever we are into some situation, at that time we are able to understand what we have to do. At that time we have to use the neuroeconomic decision making system or concept or theory. But this theory is very new for the Western civilization, Western culture. But actually this theory actually mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, because in our Vedas many scientific theories are mentioned. Because these people are only discovering our Vedas, exploring our Vedas, and also changing the name is something like what this ruling government is changing all the cities' name. So if you are changing the name, if you are changing the particular theory, discovering the theory, it's a discovering. It's not inventing. It's a discovering. Because whatever something has submerged, something has suppressed, you are only exploring the particular thing. And it combines the research from the neuroscience, experimental, and also behavioral economics. Behavioral economics means where we are only thinking, if we are only seeing the benefit, then only we are making the decision. And unless we are not seeing the benefit out of our action, we are not able to make a decision. Means if we are seeing we are getting 100 rupees out, that will be the profit of our particular business or particular action, then only we can go with the particular action. Otherwise we will stop, leave it. No, we don't have to do it, because we are not getting out of it. No, we are not able to get anything out of it. So here Krishna stated, behavioral economics was the first subfield to emerge to account these anomalies by integrating social and cognitive factors in the understanding economical decisions. Social and cognitive factors. Social factors are also there. Cognitive factors are also there. Social factor means we are actually taking advice. We are actually getting approval from our elder people who are having a good experience in the society. In the particular person has passed from certain things, or he would have some kind of experience. So we would like to take the advice from the particular person. So if you are taking the experience from the experienced person, or advice from the experienced person, then it would be something like a social factor. And cognitive factor is totally depend upon our intellectual power, because we are getting intellectual, we got intellectual by our birth, and our soul actually got all such intelligence from the previous body and get into the new body. So this is what I would this is what I would have to say. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, this there is mentioned that Krishna stated, in order to make a decision, what you have to do, you have to stabilize, you have to regulate your senses by your sensory organs. Tasmad indriyani adu niyamya bharat varsah papa prajahi ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम तस्माद इंद्रियाणि आदु. ये कृष्णा वासुदेव मधुसूदन मुकुंदा मुरारी केशवा जनार्दन गोविंद मुकुंदा मुरारी केशवा. यहाँ पे क्या कहते हैं, यहाँ पे लॉर्ड कृष्णा स्टेटेड तस्माद इंद्रियाणि आदु नियम्य भारत वर्षः पाप प्रजहि ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम, ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. ये कृष्णा स्टेटेड ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशन. Immediately what you have to, in order to curb the great symbol of the sin, that is lust or desire or expectation, what you have to do in order to make a wise decision, what you have to do, you have to regulate your senses by your sensory organs. You have to regulate, you have to control your desire. Until unless you are unable to equipose yourself in success and failure in all the circumstances, then you are unable to make a wise decision, you are unable to make a neuro-economical decision. So stability of mind, stability of senses, both are required most. Here Krishna stated tasmad indriyani adu niyamya bharat varsah papa prajahi jnana vijnana nasanam. Jnana vijnana nasana, it will destroy your real knowledge and the power of perception. It will destroy if you are unable to curb the great symbol of the lust or expectation or desire. Means we are actually, whenever we are taking a neuro-economical decision, we have to stabilize, we have to regulate our senses in order to stabilize our mind, in order to control our mind. And once our mind has been controlled, once our mind has been controlled, our intelligence has been controlled, and once our intelligence has been controlled, our soul has been controlled, under control by our body, by the super soul, and we will get surely get a self-realization. This is what Krishna stated. And this is the theory, major research, decision making under the risk and ambiguity. Whenever there is a risk, when there is an ambiguity, even if in the particular dilemma we have to make a decision. So while making a decision, we have to be neutral. Whether there is a risk or benefit, we don't have to think about anything. We just have to take a decision. It's not like a blind decision. It's something like something like perform a prescribed duty. In the dilemma, what is our prescribed duty which we have to perform? We just have to think about that. And unless we are not thinking about our prescribed duty, we are not able to make a wise decision. So this is what decision making under the risk and ambiguity. And loss aversion, there is a loss aversion. If you are having a fear or timidness regarding to we will get something, we will have to lose something in near future by making this kind of decision, then we are unable to make decision, we are unable to perform prescribed duties. So this same thing was happened with Arjuna. Arjuna was unable to make a decision because he had some kind of timidness, frightenedness about, he scared because he will have to lose his entire family, his entire clan. So because of the particular fear, he was unable to make a right decision. Here Krishna directly stated to Arjuna, Atva praptasya swargam chitva bhaksasami mahima tasmad uttishta kaunteya yuddham kuru nishchaya. Here Krishna Vasudeva Madhusudan Mukunda Murari stated, Atva praptasya swargam chitva bhaksasami वक्ष्यामि महिमा तस्माद उत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धं कुरु निश्चय. Means if you get defeated in the particular war or battlefield and battle of Kurukshetra, then you will get a heavenly planet. And if you conquer this battlefield, then you will get all such a kingdom, whatever Kauravas seized from you, you will get your Indraspat back. So therefore, you have to perform a prescribed duty for sake of educating others. So whenever we don't have any kind of laws of aversion, whenever we have to think we will not able to get anything after performing this prescribed duty, then even then we have to make a right decision, and we have to perform a prescribed duty while keeping ourselves equipped in all the condition. And another things I would have to say, social decision making. While the most research on the decision making tends to focus on individual and making a choice out of the social context. Social context is there. We are actually taking advice from our family, father, mother, grandfather, and also other family, other relatives while making a decision. So we have to understand what kind of decision we have to make. In order to, we only have to think as per Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. While making decision, you have to regulate your senses. You have to equip your senses by your sensory organs. If you have to if you are able to regulate your senses by your sensory organs, then your mind will be controlled, your mind will be stable, and the stability, the decision which actually made with a stability of mind, stable mind, then what will happen? You will surely, that decision will definitely become a wise decision. This is what Krishna stated. This is the theory of Neuro-Economics. And sexual decision making regarding the choice of the sexual partner. Research studies that the human and non-human primates both are actually conducted on the human and non-human human beings, and the persistent willingness to accept the fewer physical goods or higher prices. So we don't have to think about what will be gained after choosing sexual partner and all. So sexual decision making, this is also part of neuro-economical decision making process or theory. Neuro-economics of addictions. In the studying of the areas of the brain, some of the studies are aimed at understanding the function of the different brain chemicals in the relation to behavior. Different brain functions like serotonin, dopamine, amongst other oxytocin, and the particular person who are actually suffering from schizophrenia, anxiety, they are unable to make a wise decision. So for that particular person, you have to read Shrimad Bhagavad Gita chapter number 3, you have to read, and in chapter number 6 Krishna stated here, verse number 6 and 7, chapter number 6, ध्यान योग. यह कृष्णा स्टेटेड डायरेक्टली, मंदुर आत्मान तस्य एन आत्माना जितः, मंदुर आत्मान तस्य एन आत्माना जितः, बंधुर आत्मान तस्य एन आत्माना जितः, अनात्मत शत्रु वर्ते है, अनात्मतः तु शत्रु वर्ते है, वर्तमेव शत्रु वर्तः, वर्तमेव तु शत्रु वर्तः. ये कृष्णा स्टेटेड. If you conquer your mind, then your mind is best friend of you. But if you fail to do so, your mind is remain your greatest enemy. And the particular person, चितात्मान प्रशांतस्य परमात्मा समहितः, चितात्मान प्रशांतस्य परमात्मा समहितः, शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखस्य तथा मान अपमानयोः, शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखस्य तथा मान अपमानयोः. For one who has conquered the mind, super soul is already reached. So for one who has conquered his mind, the super soul is already reached, and he has attained the tranquility. The particular person has attained the tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, and honor and dishonor, all are same. Heat and cold, honor and dishonor, all are same for the particular person who has conquered his mind. So by how to conquer our mind? By regulating our senses, by our sensory organ, in order to make a wise decision, in order to make a neuro-economical decision. So this is what I would have to say, whatever mentioned in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and I have tried to relate neuro-economic theory with Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. If you are having any questions, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Radhe.